Go ahead. Go ahead.
Uh, okay, so the government would for our water source in Hong Kong, the government would import Dongjiang water, which is the water from the China Sea, and around 70 to 80% of Hong Kong water comes from that place called Dongjiang, and we have been doing that since 1965. So
And also, around 70 to 80% of Hong Kong's fresh water, which is water we import from Dongjiang, and that comes from local catchments.
From Dongjiang water, we also have 21 water treatment wells, which supplies clean from.
Hey.
Keep on going, Hong Kong, and I'll try to get them in. Right. Go ahead.
Okay. And okay, so there are many types of pipes in Hong Kong, and they're made by different materials. And materials such as lime, galvanized steel pipe, copper, stainless steel, and polyethylene. Those pipes are the few major or the common types of materials that are used to make pipes in Hong Kong.
So, in 1995, the government banned of galvanized pipes to avoid the corrosion of pipes. And also, even though the water supply is fresh, we still recommend boiling the water for drinking because it can contain some harmful substances such as chlorine or fluorine inside. So bacteria may get into the water when the water is coming from the Chinese pipes from Hong Kong.
Well, actually, for the chlorine and fluorine part, they are added into the water source in Hong Kong because they have the effect of keeping the water free from bacterial infection. So actually, the water directly coming out from our pipes in Hong Kong are not directly drinkable, unlike other countries, maybe like USA or something. And Hong Kong people, even though will boil water, and they would still generally use water purifiers because Hong Kong people have a sense of fear that even though the water is being treated very properly, but we still thought that the water may have some impurities, so they would still use water purifiers.
In June 2015, there was some research just showing that there is excessive amount of lead found in tap water from some estates in Hong Kong, such as Kai Cheng Estate in Kowloon City.
So in that particular case, like people found out that all the water was contaminated with lead, and actually drinking lead water could lead to a lot of health problems, like maybe your liver cannot process a lot of that impurities, so maybe you get some disease regarding to liver. So the government actually installed purifiers after they found out that the estate that they're in was which was contaminated, and they installed the water purifiers in order to solve that problem. And so after that, there are no recorded cases that Hong Kong has any contaminated tap water.
So up until now, even if the water is not contaminated, people still boil their water and use purifiers. So they can actually make sure, because even though it's purified, people are not sure that if it's entirely safe. So it's a habit, so they boil the water to keep it safe.
Yeah. How many people live in Hong Kong now?
About 7 to 8 million, I think.
7.
Yes, 7 point something, near to 8 million.
And how many people were impacted by the type of tap water you were talking about?
Actually, every citizen in Hong Kong uses tap waters, but if you're talking about that incident, the lead water incident in Hong Kong in June 2015, I think the estimated amount of citizens in that estate or in that estate was at about a few thousand, I guess. Yeah, about a few thousand people in that estate was impacted in that incident.
Yeah, we're being joined right now from Saba High School in Tehran, Iran, and they're going to be online in just a second. So we'll talk, and they'll be able to talk to you. And it's kind of interesting because you probably don't get to talk to people from Iran all the time. So that'd be kind of fascinating for you to do. So the other school is from Saba. Tell us a little bit about. I know that. Where do they get most? Where's your source of most of your fresh water?
The source of water is coming from Dongjiang, which is one of the China Sea.
Oh yeah.
The China Sea.
Oh wow. And do you have big desalination plants, or how do they get the salt out of the ocean water, the seawater?
There are water treatment plants in Hong Kong that they could supply clean water to citizens, that they would do work like water purifying or maybe adding chlorine and fluorine into the water that they've imported from China so that people could enjoy the clean water.
Okay, and since '99, when Hong Kong goes over to being part of China, has a water treatment or has anything changed much as far as?
I would say not really, because the treatment plants during the pre-97 and post-97 era was not much of a difference. So I think it's the policies of water cleaning and treatment policy. I think it's still nonetheless the same or pretty similar.
Okay, so if in Tehran, they're going to talk a little bit about water pollution and air pollution as well, and they have tremendous air pollution problems in Tehran, Iran. How is the air pollution and water pollution, connected in Hong Kong with so many people living in such a small area?
The air pollution in Hong Kong is actually pretty serious because the air quality in Hong Kong is not that fresh because we're so close to China, and they have a lot of factories in China, and usually the air current, they come from China to Hong Kong. So actually Hong Kong's air quality is not much. There's not much of a difference of air quality from China to Hong Kong. And also for water pollution, I think the water pollution in Hong Kong is pretty serious because usually people, they litter all in the seas, and in the beaches of Hong Kong, literally.
Yeah, and so for the air pollution part, because Hong Kong has a pretty strict policy on building factories and all that, and so the source of air pollution, I would say, is not from Hong Kong itself. I would say it's because China, there are a lot of factories in the countryside, and so because of the emission or the restriction of emission in China is not as strict as Hong Kong. So the factories may release a lot of unhealthy gases like maybe sulfur or something. So it actually just moves the air because of the wind. So it will blows the toxic gases into Hong Kong. So it makes the air pollution worse and worse.
Well, most of the factory areas in China are way north of where you are at, though, correct?
No, it's not up north, but it's quite far from Hong Kong. But because of the emissions of those factories are quite serious, so even though they are far away from Hong Kong, so they would actually still have a lot of impact to Hong Kong.
Wow.
And also,
Go ahead.
most of the factories are in the middle of China, and they are upward, they go upward. So usually it's super concentrated. There's pretty far away from Hong Kong, but still the air comes back to Hong Kong.
And when we talk about, what kind of stuff do you do at school for pollution, and what kind of what kind of education are you guys getting there when it comes to this?
我哋嘅學校嘅 canteen。
Oh, yeah. The canteen every day. So I think in terms of air pollution and water pollution, our school has not really participated much. But in terms of kitchen waste and all that, our canteen every day because the canteen would offer lunches for students. Every day they would put a box and put the waste into a bin. So they might do some recycling with those waste, so as to not waste spaces in landfills. So I think that's one of the measures that the school has done for the pollution. Yeah, and also the school has encouraged us to bring our own utensils because a lot of the time students would take those plastic forks and spoons to eat their lunches, and they'll often throw away without reusing it. So it makes that's a really huge amount of waste. So the school have encouraged us to bring our own utensils by giving us a set of utensils at the beginning of the school year.
Yeah, I think it's kind of oxymoron when you talk about plastic, because plastic will probably never, be here a lot longer than we will. It's a crazy phenomenon. You guys are very, very articulate and very bright. What do you want to do in your careers when you get out of school?
What you guys want to do?
For me,
This
because
is Leo. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Leo.
This is Leo.
Yeah.
And
Hi,
then
Malvin.
Alvin, and we have Terry.
Okay, what do you want to do, Leo?
What do you want to do when you grow up?
because we have elective subjects in our secondary school, so I've selected computer technology and living as my study. And technology and living, it's kind of an interesting subject, which you'll study about food safety and food science, and I'm really, really interested in that kind of subject. So when I stepped out of the society, I think I might maybe take up occupation about food safety.
Oh, wow.
For me, I actually study the exact same subjects as he does. So I technology and living because I love food as well. But then instead of doing food safety, I would actually like to help people by being a nutritionist, so I can provide them different methods to eat healthy or stay healthy.
Myself, I would like to be a doctor in my future because currently I study biology and chemistry, and I will hope that being a doctor can help more people in the society.
Wow, but all those are very, very good and very honorable goals. That's right. Now, to pursue your academic careers after high school, where do you go to college to do that?
Of course, because in our high school status or now, the school has offered those I would say elementary knowledge about our subjects.
Right.
Because in college, I think they will provide a little bit more of a deeper, advanced level of knowledge of our favorite subjects. So I would actually join college in order for me to be easier to pursue my future prospects.
Right, but Leo, what college would you go to?
University? You mean like university?
Yeah, university. I'm sorry. In United States, we say college, but university. What university would you study at?
What's your target?
My target is Hong Kong University, which is
Oh yeah.
one of the top university in Hong Kong. Yeah.
Hong Kong U?
Yeah.
Sorry? Also Hong Kong
Yeah,
U?
also from Chinese University of Hong Kong, which is the second
Best.
best in Hong Kong. Also.
Mostly they target the Hong Kong U.
Yeah, and how difficult is it to get into Hong Kong University? Because I understand it's one of the best in the world.
It's not. I think it's top 20 from the world, as I remember.
It's top 30.
Top 30 or top 20. Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
it's better because like reflected from the results that that maybe high school students that joined the DS examination, which is the exam that you must go through if you want to go to college or university. And the results of them are pretty shockingly good, I would say. They get like out of 7 marks, they get, in like 6 to 7 subjects, they all get 5 out of 7 in those subjects. So it's kind of hard.
Oh, wow. And what kind of competition is there inside your school to get to? Okay, the people from Iran are going to start talking as well. They're going to ask you some questions. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
So this will actually stop. I'll try to get them on mute. Sorry.
Okay. Thank you.
方面巴閉咁。
係真係頭三
第廿
I did my master's。
因為之前好似睇過個 statistics。
但好似 decrease 咗嘅，呢邊真係。
Well, they're going to get themselves on mute here in a moment, I guess. This is an all-girls school in Tehran. I guess I'd known them for a little over 10 years or so. The lady who used to be the coordinator there has moved to Canada, and they changed, but very, very dynamic school. And it's kind of interesting because as bright and stuff as you guys are there, it's very difficult to go to school as well in Tehran. So you see, hopefully I got him on mute finally. So Saba, go ahead.
Hey, we are.
Hello.
Okay, let's get your video on, and Leo and them are very anxious to talk with you.
Okay.
Today we are talking about Iran, water or food or anything, and now I'm gonna talk about water and water in Iran.
Okay, we need Saba, we need to get your video on too.
Okay.
Okay. Access to clean drinking water is a basic human right. Our aim is to make sure everyone can. Drinking contaminated water is not safe and can lead to illness and death, particularly for children and vulnerable people. Falling sick due to contaminated water has detrimental effect on quality of life of families. Children who fall ill to dirty water cannot attend school. Adults who fall ill due to dirty water are unable to work. The burden of collecting and preferring water.
Excuse me, Saba, could you turn on your video, please? We're not getting to see your video. There you go.
There you go.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Say hi to Leo.
Okay. What?
Yeah,
How can I share my PowerPoint?
okay, go down here to where it says on the very bottom, where it says share. It's a little green file.
Uh-huh.
And then it'll just say share, and then you'll get there.
Okay, I think now you can
There
see.
you go. That they can see you. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Access to clean drinking water is a basic human right. Our aim is to make sure everyone can. Drinking contaminated water is not safe and can lead to illness and death, particularly for children and vulnerable people. Falling sick to the contaminated water has detrimental effect on quality for life and families. Children who fall ill due to dirty water cannot attend school. Adults who fall ill due to dirty water are unable to work. The burden of collecting and preferring water often falls to the females. Working with the local communities, we aim to develop low-cost and state-made technology to make water safe to drink and therefore improve overall quality of life for families and communities. Children will be healthier and more able to attend the school. Adults will be more able to work, and the burden of water responsibility for females will be reduced. 1.8 billion people drink unsafe water. Our aim is to reduce this. The water crisis in Iran refers to the problem which due to the water security occurring in Iran. Water security can be resolved of two mechanisms: physical water security and economic water security. Where physical water security is a result of indicate natural water resources to supply a region demand. And economic water security is a result of poor management of the sufficient available water resources. Iran economic is both problem. Now, my friends, will continue this project for you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. So, as my friend was talking about Iran, yeah, one of the biggest crises for Iran is that Iran is located in a dryland area. So, the water usage is very important for us. The chart you see is the consumption of water in Iran. 92% of water is used in agriculture, 2% in industry, and 6% in importation. So around 1 year ago, we held a campaign called Qatra Qatra, which means drops of water in Persian. As a rule, people who join this campaign must decrease 3 minutes of their shower time in order to save water. So if you want to see how much is actually 3 minutes of your shower time, how much water does it contain, take a look at this. The amount of water you use during 1 minute of showering equals 8 large-sized bottles of water. So in 3 minutes, it equals 24 bottles of water, large size. So it's a lot. So in this year, we collected signatures from people who joined our campaign, from people around 7 or 8 years to adults. And around 400 to 300 people joined this campaign in this year, and with using this method, we have saved about 1 million liters of water since last year, and it's a lot for us.
Thank you. Hong Kong, do you have any questions for Saba?
Yeah, so actually I have a little bit of question about your presentation. So firstly, what other measures do you think that maybe that are feasible for Iran citizens to actually help with the water pollution, except for like doing your camping, like shower for about 3 minutes?
Yeah, that's a correct question. But with what we had, I think it was a big job to do. Like, yeah, for water pollution, maybe you say, yeah, we don't help about water pollution, but the more you say water, so more people can have access to that water in Iran. Because in Iran, the problem we have water pollution crisis too, but our biggest crisis is lack of water and water pollution. We have water pollution, but for water pollution and for our government doesn't have enough budget for solving our water pollution problem. So we had to do something else to save water and to help our water problem in our country. So we decided to save water instead of doing jobs about water pollution.
Okay.
Do you think the government has enough policy to, like, I mean, except saving water, do you think the government should purify those pure water instead of just saving them?
Yeah, sure. And I think it's gonna happen in around 2 or 3 years in our country, but still not yet.
Okay, thank you.
Saba, could you stop your screen share so we can get bigger pictures for you guys of each other?
Yeah, sure. Is it better?
We need to get you to, yeah, thank you. Stop yeah, there you go. Okay, I'll stop now and.
So my friends, now I want to talk about our traditional foods. I hope you'll join.
Okay, yeah. Hong Kong, they're going to have a food demonstration here too, real quick.
Okay, if we have time.
I'm sorry. So you get a lot of different things before you can go. But you're going to have to eat this food before you go home tonight. I was joking.
Can you see this PowerPoint now?
Yes.
Sure, we can see it.
Yep.
Okay. Now my friend. Okay. Hi. Hey. I'm Ava from Iran. I'm just gonna talk about Iran, some Iranian foods. Well, first I'm gonna start with shishlik. If there's one dish that the holy city of Mashhad is famous for, it's shishlik. These skewered lamb chops, lamb chops are marinated in oil, in olive oil and saffron, and grilled on the bone. The countryside towns of Shandiz and Torlabe, about 30 minutes outside the city, are full of restaurants serving up this specialty. But if you aren't going to make to the east side of the country, you can try this ultimate kebab in the appropriately named Shandiz restaurant in Tehran. Khorsh Fasanjan, or simply Fasanjan, is an Iranian stew flavored with pomegranate paste and ground walnuts. It's traditional.
Excuse me, we're not seeing the PowerPoint go with you?
Oh my God, why?
I don't know, it's not moving. We still see it to stop. You're really beautiful. Yeah, there you go.
Ah.
Yeah. It's because of the camera. PowerPoint چیزم اجرا نمیشه.
You can go ahead and go to your next slide, but just move it while you're speaking, and the kids will be able to see it.
Is an Iranian stew flavored with pomegranate paste and ground walnuts. It is traditionally made with poultry. Fasanjan can also be made using balls of ground meat or chunk of lamb, but fish or no meat at all are very, very unusual. Zersh Kolomork is one of the most famous dishes in Persian cuisine. It's full of wonderful flavors, such as
now we lost it completely.
And raspberry. Oh my God! Why? I'm really sorry.
No, it's okay.
Time.
They're just excited to talk. Now we see you guys.
Oh, what we've got? Okay. So in Hong Kong, there are some pastry, or I would say it's a type of bread, especially made bread in Hong Kong, that is called pineapple bun. I will give it a follow, which looks like this. Yes, which looks like this. Actually, it doesn't have any pineapple ingredients at all. It is called pineapple bun because
It looks like a pineapple.
yeah, because it looks like pineapple. So Hong Kong people call it a pineapple bun. Yeah. So there are many other foods
Okay.
in Hong Kong.
So here we have another picture of like
help you with that.
traditional Hong
Yeah.
Kong foods,
It's
and it's called tart. So when you come to Hong Kong, it's super common to find an egg tart in Hong Kong. So it's basically they mix the eggs up, sugar, make it sweet, and then they put it inside little pastry tart like mold. So they put the batter inside and they bake it so it turns into this. It's you can't call it a dessert, but it's sweet and it's like, but it's not a dessert.
yeah, and Hong Kong people usually eat egg tarts with a drink called milk tea, which actually people it's it's because Hong Kong people have been gone through under
Boba tea.
the British colony, so and British people likes
I
to
would
drink
boba tea.
tea, so they make milk tea, iced milk tea in particular. And the photo here is not the traditional milk tea. It's called bubble milk tea, which is a very popular drink in Hong Kong now. And its origin is from Taiwan, so it's not really a traditional, but it's actually really special, a really special drink that you could have in Hong Kong. And
So milk tea is basically a version of British breakfast tea, which is a combination of milk and tea, but with a twist. So instead of using like normal milk, we use condensed milk, so it gives it a.
Oh, wow.
And it's
So it's sweet too.
yeah, it's a lot. So you don't have to pour in sugar. And there's a thing called yin yang in Hong Kong, which is a type of a different. It's kind of a different drink where you mix milk tea with coffee,
Yep.
and it makes a really really tasty drink, which you can have like a different taste, two different tastes at the same time when you drink that drink. It's called yin yang.
Yin yang. That's cool. Okay, guys, I think they got their stuff ready, so let's go back and try to finish the rest of it, because I know you're gonna be running out of time here directly, and let the girls try to finish up what they have prepared for you guys, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry, I guess something went wrong.
No problem.
We're just struggling to,
Okay, move down to like your third slide and just start.
sure.
Or if you go to presentation mode up there, do you see presentation mode? Yeah, go slideshow. Okay, click on it. Leo and then can help you out because they're computer experts.
Yeah.
I'm
So you
sorry. Go
Okay,
ahead,
so
Leo. Walk them through it.
can you see the 73% at the right corner?
The
bottom right corner?
Yeah, the bottom right corner.
Bottom
There's,
right,
Where exactly? In which?
bottom right corner.
Yep.
The bottom right corner.
So on the bottom right corner, you see a Zoom bar.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, right
And then next
next to
to
the
it,
Zoom bar,
there's a little button, right?
Nope, not this
No,
one.
not this one, not this one.
The,
No,
this
no.
the one left.
Oh my
to-
goodness.
Left to the Zoom bar.
Oh,
Left
okay.
to this one. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, good. Okay, good.
Oh my god! I feel so embarrassed. Sorry. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
You made
so-
Leo's day.
I'm gonna start with DZ, also known as Opgush. It contains meat, bean, and broth, and it's a really ancient food, and it's essentially a stew made up of lamb and chickpeas, with a tomato base. It is usually served in a stone dish called a DZ. Well, next I'm gonna go with oshirste. We Iranians usually eat this soup, and we sometimes serve it in special days like Charshanbe Suri, which is a carnival day. There's a special day in Iran. Then I'm going to talk about kebab, which is one of the most famous foods in Iran. Like the first thing a tourist should eat is kebab if it comes to Iran. It contains meat and it's really tasty.
Now, that meat can be lamb, beef, or chicken, correct?
Yes, exactly. I'm just saying other stuff because I guess you guys can read it or.
Oh, no.
We can't read it.
No,
we can't
it's
read
fine.
Yeah.
it. It's fine.
I'm just gonna read from the PowerPoint
It's okay. It's okay.
because yeah. Jujay kebab is barbecue chicken with olive oil, tomatoes, and saffron. It's like the chicken version of kebab somehow, but not. But it's like in different figures.
What does saffron taste like?
Oh, it's really tasty, but it's very expensive too.
Okay.
You should be careful. Yeah, and if you use too much saffron, it's gonna make you laugh. Yeah, it's like it's.
Is it kind of a herb, or it's like a kind of vegetable, or what? What
No,
is?
it's kind of a herb.
It's kind of a herb.
It comes from a flower.
A flower.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You'll see it a lot in Persian or Iranian food.
Yes.
I think it came on the Silk Road.
It came from. Sorry.
Now, I think it was spread along the Silk trade route, is what I'm saying, because you'll see a lot of places that Persia had influence that you'll see use saffron. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yes. We even use it in ice cream too. Yeah, and it's really tasty. Okay, let's go to Zerish Polo Morg. It's one of the Morg means chicken, and Zerish is barberry. Polo is rice. So Zerish Polo Morg is literally barberry, rice, and chicken with lots of saffron. Yeah.
I should know, but what is barberry?
Barberry is like raisins, but it's like sour. And yes, so when we're making barberry, we're just gonna add a little sugar to decrease the sourness.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Now we're just going to Khoreshte Fisenjan. Fisenjan is an Iranian stew flavored with pomegranate paste and ground walnuts. It is traditionally made with poultry. Fisenjan can also be made using balls of ground meat or chunks of lamb. But fish or no meat at all is unusual. This food is like one of the most expensive foods in Iran because it contains walnuts, and walnuts expensive, like it's, yeah. Now we're gonna go to Ghormeh Sabzi. It's an Iranian herb stew, and it contains lots of herbs, such as parsley, leeks or green onions, cilantro, and dried, I don't know how to pronounce this word. I guess it's fenugreek leaves.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. And it's pretty popular in Iran, this khoresh. Most of the people, especially in Tehran, Iran's capital, are a big fan of this stew, yeah. Now we're gonna go to Sabzi Polo Mahi. Sabzi Polo, Sabzi means herbs, Polo is rice, and Mahi is fish. We usually eat this food in north of the country because it's by the Caspian Sea, and well, eating fish is pretty popular there. And yes, it has lots of herbs and chicken. And, yeah, no, not chicken, fish. Sorry. Now we're gonna go to Reymen. Qeymeh is like, it's still a stew, but there's a day and for Muslims in Iran that it's like, yeah, it's Muharram. We call it Muharram, and we give away foods, and Iranians usually give away qeymeh, and yeah, it's really tasty. We're gonna go to tahchin, which is a baked rice cake. It's an Iranian rice cake, primarily consisting of rice, yogurt, and saffron. Oh, I should also add that when we serve rice, we usually mix the top part of the rice with saffron. So when you see our rice, the top part is usually reddish and the bottom is white. Yeah. And yep. Now we're gonna go to dolma, which we call it dolme. Dolme, we've got different sort of dolmes, but this version is stuffed grape leaves, and it's really interesting because in different parts of Iran you can see different flavors of this dolme. They use different ingredients. Where my mom comes from, they don't use sugar or pomegranate paste. But in some parts of the country, I guess in Tabriz or Azerbaijan, they do use sugar and pomegranate paste to flavor it a little. Yeah. Then we're going to Mirza Qasemi, which comes from the north part of the country, which it's the cities beside by the Caspian Sea make this food, and it contains garlic, eggplant, and tomatoes, salt and pepper, and yes. Now we're gonna go to Baghali Ghato, which it comes from, again, the north part of the country, which it contains beans, but Baghali Ghato has potential. Oh my goodness. Yep. Yep. Sorry. Now we're gonna go to Kalam Polo, which comes from Shiraz. I'm نمیدونم چی بگم دیگه. آخه خیلی زشته. Everyone is enchanted by the smell of cabbage.
Oh yeah.
They might change their mind if they give this Shiraz dish a try. Kalam Polo, cabbage rice, is eaten quite often in the city of Persian poets, and the flavor comes from the various fresh herbs like parsley, cilantro, tarragon, dill, and summer savory. Yeah. It's served with pigeon head meatballs named for their size. So it's not actually pigeons, it's just because of the size. It can also be made vegetarian friendly by skipping the meats, you know. Now we're gonna go to shuli, which it comes from Yazd. I personally didn't try shuli, but it's from Yazd. and it's like some sort of a soup, and it's vegan friendly. It's loaded with greens and spinach, parsley and leeks and fenugreek, along with white beetroot, celery, and spices. Vinegar or pomegranate paste is usually added to boost the flavor with a kick of acidity. Locals will swear you haven't tried chili until you've had the whole thing. But the Silk Road Hotel offers a rather tasty option in the meantime. Now we're gonna go to Kufta Tabriz. The sheer size of Tabriz's kufte is impressive.
Yeah.
These giant meatballs are made of mashed split peas, rice, onions, meat, and various spices, which are flattened like a dough. It's then stuffed with a whole boiled egg, barberries, prunes, and walnuts before being wrapped in a cheesecloth and boiled.
Oh.
The juice is served as a separate dish, like a soup, with shredded pieces of traditional flat bread. Afterwards, the meatball, which are also eaten with bread, are served with the pickled vegetables or a plate of fresh herbs. Now we're gonna go to Qalya Mahi, which it comes from south of Iran. Qalya Mahi is a lesser known dish, as it's typically only made in the south of Iran, in the Khuzestan province. White fish can be substituted with a shrimp in the stew, which consists of a melange of flavors like fresh cilantro and fenugreek, garlic, and tamarind paste. Iranians tend to categorize foods into the hot and cold. And since fish and cilantro are considered cold, qalya is usually served with pickled garlic. Considered to be hot to balance the pungent flavors. Shishlik, as I was starting, if there's one dish that the holy city of Mashhad is famous for, it's shishlik. These skewered lamb's chops are marinated in olive oil and saffron and grilled on the bone. The countryside towns of Shiraz and Torgabeh, about 30 minutes outside the city, are full of restaurants serving up this specialty. But if you aren't going to make to the east side of the country, you can try this ultimate kebab in the appropriately named Shanviz restaurant in Tehran, which is Iran's capital.
Mm-hmm.
And voila.
Oh, wow. That was very good.
Nice.
Thank you. I'm really sorry. I wasn't quite prepared for this.
It's okay.
So sorry if I wasn't that
No, no.
fluent.
Yeah,
I
that's
just
it.
came from
Which year are you
Yes.
in?
What Leo wants to know what grade you're in.
Yeah.
What year?
sorry, what?
What?
Which year are you in right now?
What grade are you in?
Yeah, what grade are you in?
I'm 11.
11th grade. So it's just
Yeah.
like
What? Leo, what grade are you guys in?
yeah, 4 and 5.
You are in year 10.
Yeah, I'm in year 10. We are in year 10 right now. So
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And they were telling us they wanted to go to the University of Hong Kong. Where do you want to pursue your academic career after high school?
First, my goal is to get into Shahid Beheshti University which is in Tehran, and I'm gonna go for dentistry. And then for PhD, I might apply to an international university in another side of the world. I don't know where, but wherever speaks English. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's very good. And how many languages do you speak?
I speak English, French a little. I understand Romanian, Arabic.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
We were supposed to be joined by some Romanian schools, so that's what was kind of unusual. They hadn't come on, but go ahead.
My cousin's mother, she's from Romania, so they speak Romanian a lot, and yeah, and we hang out with them a lot. So I learned Romanian.
Have you learned Mandarin or any Chinese languages?
Oh no, my friends are obsessed with animes, which it goes for Japan. Yeah, but sorry, I'm not a big fan of animes. I don't usually go for anime.
Now, Leah, what languages do you guys speak? Leah, what languages do you guys speak?
We actually mandatory to learn English and Mandarin. And I know Cantonese. These are the 3 languages that we have to learn.
Yeah. May I add one more? We learn Arabic in school.
Okay.
So yes, I know how to write in Arabic, but I'm not really good at speaking, so my accent's really not good in Arabic.
Okay.
And it's Farsi. Well, I'm Iranian, so I speak Farsi too.
Yeah.
Actually require you to learn a second language, or you take those languages, like, yeah. So is it
It's like a second language, but we don't speak Arabic. Usually in the south part of Iran, south cities, in the Khuzestan province, they talk Arabic because they're by Iraq and Dubai and Dubai Island. But no, we don't speak Arabic here.
Okay.
And not at least, but in many cities in Iran, we don't speak Arabic.
So most of your textbooks would be in Farsi?
Yes, all of them. All of them are in Persian. Okay. But only we have a book which it teaches us Arabic. And we only learn it for like 5 years. Yes.
Wow.
6 or 5 years. Yeah.
And how long have you been speaking English?
I started learning English when I was 3.
Oh, wow.
Yes. But
and do you have English classes every day, or?
No, once a week. But it's been a year that I'm not going because of school.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I don't have the time, so.
Now, in Hong Kong, do you have English classes every day, or?
Yeah, we do. We do have English classes every day. Yeah, but the thing that we learn, it's kind of different from what you would think. Like in 7th to 9th grade, we would learn on grammar patterns and vocabulary and all that. But starting from our grade, 10th grade, we'll start to prepare the examination that we're going to join to go to the college, which is called DSE that we have just mentioned. That we have to do all those kind of past papers so that we could be more prepared in the real exam that we're going to face in a few years.
Wow, that's crazy. Does it make much difference? I guess, do you learn British English, or do you learn American English, or what kind of English do you guys learn?
It's actually you can I guess, okay, so yeah, it depends on the teacher. So most, like, it's usually for Hong Kong we learn British English.
Yep.
But for some
I would assume.
you have teachers who speak in American accents, you can actually learn American.
Yeah, so I would say the spelling and all that we learn pen and paper English, we would learn in British English. But sometimes depends on the teacher. They would actually speak American or British English. So it depends on the teacher.
Oh, wow. In Iran, what kind of English do you learn there? British or American?
Unfortunately, most of Iran schools, the teachers don't have a really good accent, but yeah. So we should speak British and learn in British, but no, our accents are all American.
Yeah, I kind of figured that out, and I won't ask why. So I'll be really nice, and I'll know better. When it comes to pollution, tell Leo and the group of kids from Hong Kong how bad air pollution is in Tehran sometimes. Because sometimes you don't even get to go to school because of air quality, correct?
No,
Yes.
we don't.
Oh, sorry.
I'm talking about, listen to this, Leo. She's going to tell you about in Iran, the air quality is really, really bad sometimes. Go ahead.
Yes. In south part of Iran, we've got some, I don't know it in English. It's like, it's some sort of, because, oh my God, wait. Okay, in Tehran, we've got a terrible pollution, air pollution, which it's because of too much cars that we have. Iran is, Tehran's capital is, oh my God.
I can help you out
Iran's
with it.
capital is Tehran, so lots of people from different cities come to Tehran to work. So Tehran's really crowded, and there are a lot of cars.
Right. And during the winter time, you're getting to spring now.
Our school usually.
They get out of school maybe several days to a week or so because the temperature inversion causes the pollution to stay down and gets trapped inside the city. So you literally, it's very difficult for them to go outside and breathe. So they have some very strong air quality problems. Now, do you have anything like that with water? Is there any problem with the water in Tehran?
No, not in Tehran.
Okay, I know Hong Kong. How much longer can you stay,
Yeah, how much longer can we say?
Leo?
About 10 minutes or
Okay.
so.
Okay. Did you have any questions you would like to ask any of the people in Sabah, or Sabah? Would you like to ask any people in Hong Kong some questions?
Yeah, we're good with the presentations that they have. Yeah.
Sorry, I gotta go. It was really nice meeting you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Oh, it's a nice
Bye.
meeting you.
Bye.
Bye.
I don't know if they all left or
Boy.
no. Sabah, you still there?
No.
No.
No. Okay. Yeah, I like that. They say no. Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, they had to leave, and I don't know what happened. Romania was supposed to be on. Originally, when we started this, you were going to have 2 water experts from Uganda, and they were going to talk to you guys. And what happened was they're having power outage problems, and they didn't get the internet. So they're going to send you some stuff, and I'll send it to your teacher. But they had a really nice presentation that they were going to talk to you a little bit about some of the water wells and the groundwater. They have some contamination difficulties in eastern part of Uganda, and they're talking about some of the stuff leaching into the water. So it was kind of fascinating to at least be able to look at different water in different parts of the world. And food is also really kind of nice too. The girls from Sabah really did a good job, but they're very anxious to get to talk because they never got to talk to anybody from Hong Kong before. So this is kind of a fascinating deal. So we really appreciate doing this today, and we appreciate your teacher a whole lot. And thank you so much, and have a very great weekend.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Bye.
It was very
Thank
nice
you. Thank you.
presentation.
Yeah,
Thank you very
sorry we couldn't have gotten the people from Romania and the people from Uganda, but I was really excited about the people from Iran, so that was very good.
Yeah, no worries. I'm sure we can do it again.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks
Bye.
a lot. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Leo.